World, how's it going? So today we will do a fun fact, because we didn't do a fun fact for a while, and there's a fun fact about something that you might not be aware of, but it's a fun fact, so that's the whole point. I'm not so sure. Are you aware, when the year starts, and how is it going, and days and months and the rest? So I would say whatever, every day is a gift, so enjoy it as it is. As you know, we have seasons, we have days, we have weeks, and so on. So for me, it does not make much sense, that every month has different amount of days and starts on different days. So I did different research on it, and I came to a conclusion. So something that makes the most sense. So I'll go relate to older calendars. All right, calendars. We said that they're made of because to track time as clocks. So to track seasons, because we said that everything changes by time. All right. So I gave an example on this in previous videos. So have a look if you did not see it. It's interesting. All right. So this is basically belief system regarding calendars. All right, so I'll relate to let's say Ethiopian calendar. All right, so this is for me the most accurate thing that I have found. All right, so it's basically it's 13 months a year. All right, not 12, 13. All right, so as you say, October, octa. How much is octo? 9? Count which month it is. 10. Octo is 8. And figure out the rest, all right? I'll leave you stuff in between so you can connect the dots. All right, so basically that's the first part of it. The second part is that we said, so as Ethiopian calendar has 13 months, all right? 13 months, 28 days every single month. Every single month start 4 weeks, all right? So that means it starts with Monday and ends with Sunday. Always. 13 months, all right? And now we go back to the seasons, all right? So last season of the year is winter, all right? So according to 13 months calendar, when does winter end? So basically, the question, when does spring start? So spring is basically the first day of the year, all right? So according to this, it's on 1st of April. 1st of April, as you most likely are aware of, it's April's Fool's Day. I guess so. Where is the name coming from? April Fool's. Why is everyone fooling on this day? This became something interesting, right? Do research on that. So, however, different cultures, different belief systems, different calendars, you said, all right? When are you celebrating New Year's Eve? Chinese New Year Eve, Orthodox New Year's Eve. Why do they vary in terms of date, and people are celebrating New Year's in different times? And, it's what? Hello? Interesting, right? So this is about fun facts here. And I think this is a juicy fun fact, to have fun with. I'm not saying believe it or not, or, do your research and have a look into things, So don't get yourself fooled that easy. Be aware. We are raising awareness, all right? So because it's worth it, you're being more aware, so it's harder for someone to fool you. So this is what I see through you. Interesting again. Never mind. So yeah. The whole point is, again, no confusion. Not this is like that, this is not, this is... That brings you nowhere. That's not the goal. The goal is that, you feel comfortable with what is, that, that your choices make you happy, that you're on the right path for yourself. Again, it doesn't matter what that is. And as I said, comparison to others, that brings you nowhere. Nowhere. You're not him, you're not me, you're not she, you're not it. You is you. And as I said, you are the gift unfolding itself. Again, I will mention something your time is whenever that is. Do not pressure yourself into things. Everything is unfolding as it's supposed to. Your character is building towards the stuff that you want to achieve, or maybe you want it too much, or you want it so much that it's always in front of you. Yeah, so you're basically looping, but you're not aware. So the question is when you will get tired, and are you gonna see the lesson right there? Because a lot of people chase stuff that is like, not meant for them, and therefore it has its own price. All right, price. Like it's something for something. Yeah. What is your sacrifice towards something? What did someone do to achieve certain things? You do not know. You only see the outcome. Oh, I want that. I want that. I also want that. You do not know what someone did to get there. Yeah? And this is why not everything works for you, because you do not know the commitment and the sacrifice that someone did. I said, in order that you become the best in what you're doing, you only do that and all the time. So you get obsessed with it. Yeah, it's basically like a freak that is not stopping. How do you feel with that? Comfortable? Is that what you want to become? You see, like, it's not all for all. This is why I'm repeating. You is what is important, and that way it will stay. All right, and do not, like, fine. You know what is the funny way of saying this? Like, whatever floats your boat, whatever tickles your pickle, and that thing only makes you happy the way you like it. All right? And keep on floating, like, enjoy. Yeah, it's your boat, and feel comfortable on it. Like, greet the other boats and say, like, we are all floating together and we are having fun. We don't need to love each other and like each other that much. Accept them like it's, human beings, but all the beings, like, let's say everything is, a reflection of yourself. If you say, like, I don't like that, that is not saying to you that does not like you. You are saying towards it. And once you're emitting, like, I don't like, that's what you get. I like. You see? And you can always be kinder, always. Just like, what? Yeah, because, like, you're fed up, yeah? Your cup is like, and you're pissed off about it. Yeah, well, so what? It's time to, like, empty the juice, Say, like, all right, this was tough, and it has drained me. And that's self-realization. Like, and being honest, admit it. It's okay. When you do you apologize when you make a mistake? Or, like, let's say you reacted a certain way, all right? Do you actually go to people and say, hey, look, I was wrong the last time, all right? And I do apologize, all right? It wasn't nice for me, but, I felt that way. So you don't have to explain yourself why, and no one cares about bragging. All right, so you're honest, okay? Yes, fine. But, so now you want me to forgive you, like, all and just, like, pretend nothing happened? How can you guarantee me that you won't do it again and again and again and so on? So be mindful what you're saying, and when you say something, stick to it. If not, like, how many times you want to play your chances and how many times you played them already? You see, this is where trust is lost. And then you expect that someone trusts you. Like, do you trust yourself on like doing that and being on? So yeah, you get it. Like, it's not like, sometimes it's just better to keep quiet and say, like, no, they want me to react now, like to react because they're in that state. Yeah. And they want you to say something so that you're consumed by it. You can say, guys, look, I do not have anything useful to add on this that you will benefit from. Therefore, like, you can say, please leave me alone, or I will just leave. You always have a chance to stand up and leave. You do not have to face that all things. If you cannot leave, like, this is where meditation and higher powers come in. You can sit there, close your eyes and, like, switch off, disconnect completely. And that takes practice. Look on people. People can set themselves on fire, like, and sit like nothing is happening. Imagine that state of non-reaction. I'm not saying that you should do something like that, but what? And people in mountains, like, being frozen for, like, I don't know, 1 month meditation deep, but he's alive. But icicle? How is... What? You see, but he didn't go immediately up there and got frozen. So you build that, your belief system, and then you'll see that, practice makes the master. Again, like, don't, like, if you want to go in extremes, if that what makes you happy, do it. But this is just raising awareness that you're aware of, all right? And when you're aware, people cannot play you. You see through things, you see opportunities where others see no possibilities, no nothing, all right? And that's your lens, it's widened. Now you see the stuff that, and that's okay. Yeah, it's fine. You don't need to do stuff. Just watch and learn, right? People make, let's say, decisions around you. Look what the outcomes are. Look, like, learn, right? It's not who you have, what you have to do. You just need to observe. Again, like, are you observing or you're like busy doing things that are not serving you and, being lost and tired with stuff that it's not coming again from you, it not benefits you? If someone would ask, like, so why are you doing it? I have to. But it does not make you happy and everything. Like, why do you have to do this to yourself when it brings you nowhere? And look, your hair is gray, you look older, like, you're stressed out, it's like, that's how you calm yourself down to enjoy life so that, you have peace and quiet. And then you bring yourself again to those situations. Like, rested and here we go. Be aware, right? Don't do stuff to yourself that does not suit your needs, all right? Maybe just something that you did or something, but just be aware. Do not react like immediately to stuff. Like, allow, say, all right, you know what, with me, this is fine. People will be surprised that, you don't care. They do, like, throw a joke at you and so what? I'm glad that it made you laugh, it's funny. You have a great day too, all right? So here's I don't know, here's a, tape measure. Let's measure it. Measure what? So you see, like, you can play it like, measure your IQ, in the head, on the jokes that you're throwing at me, or it can be like, but you see how indirect this goes and what kind of answer, like ruler, like that, tape measure, like, leave me alone. Come on. Like, you can do that with anything. All right, and you can just flip it the way, and they'll say, like, this guy, he cannot take anything seriously, it's like whatever comes, and that's your resistance. No one can take you out of control, like, you're regulated. That's the whole point, and from that you can make decisions that actually benefit you in ways that you deserve. La la la, 13 minutes. It's time to stop. Meow meow.